Sleep disturbances or consistently poor rest are among the most underestimated yet powerful early warnings that your metabolism is struggling to maintain balance. Many people treat irregular sleep as a simple inconvenience, something to push through with caffeine or weekend catch-up naps. But the truth is far more serious. Disrupted sleep patterns are one of the earliest indicators of insulin resistance, hormonal imbalance, and prediabetes risk. When you consistently fail to get deep, restorative sleep, your body begins to lose its ability to regulate blood sugar effectively. The brain, deprived of proper rest, increases the production of cortisol and other stress hormones, which in turn elevate glucose levels and blunt insulin sensitivity. In this way, insomnia or unrefreshing sleep becomes both a symptom and a cause of metabolic dysfunction, quietly eroding your body's resilience over time. The warning is clear. When you wake up tired even after a full night in bed, or when you find yourself restless late into the night despite exhaustion, it's not just fatigue, it's a physiological imbalance. Poor sleep alters the delicate dance of hormones that govern hunger, appetite, and metabolism. Ghrelin, the hormone that signals hunger, rises sharply with insufficient rest, while leptin, which signals fullness, declines. As a result, the body craves energy-dense foods, particularly refined carbohydrates and sugary snacks, to compensate for lost energy. Over time, this pattern leads to overeating, blood sugar spikes, and weight gain, especially around the abdomen. Worse, disrupted sleep triggers low-grade inflammation throughout the body, further impairing insulin's effectiveness and setting the stage for prediabetes and cardiovascular strain. These early shifts often go unnoticed because they develop gradually, but their long-term effects are deeply damaging if ignored. The positive news is that sleep quality can be repaired, and by doing so, you restore one of the body's most powerful tools for metabolic regulation. The first step is to establish a consistent sleep routine, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This anchors your body's circadian rhythm, the internal clock that governs hormone release, digestion, and cellular repair. A stable rhythm allows insulin, cortisol, and melatonin to flow in harmony again. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted rest each night, as this range optimizes glucose metabolism and supports hormonal balance. Even 1 week of regular, deep sleep can measurably improve insulin sensitivity and reduce cravings. Avoiding late-night sugary or high-carbohydrate foods is essential because they cause glucose and insulin levels to rise precisely when your body should be winding down. Eating late forces your digestive system to keep working while you sleep, preventing proper recovery and often leading to restless or shallow rest. Instead, if you need a light evening snack, choose something rich in magnesium or tryptophan, nutrients that support relaxation and sleep quality. A handful of pumpkin seeds, a small portion of almonds, or a warm glass of milk can help calm the nervous system and promote melatonin production naturally. Magnesium, in particular, is a powerful mineral that aids muscle relaxation, reduces anxiety, and supports glucose control. In addition to nuts and seeds, you can find it in leafy greens, avocado, and dark chocolate in moderation. Evening habits play a larger role in metabolic health than most realize. Artificial light from screens, phones, computers, and TVs suppresses melatonin production and tricks the brain into believing it's still daytime. This delays sleep onset and shortens the deep sleep phases critical for hormonal regulation. To counter this, try to reduce screen exposure an hour before bed or use warm, dim lighting in the evening. Creating a simple nighttime routine, reading, light stretching, journaling, or a warm shower helps signal to your body that it's time to rest. These rituals may seem small, but they have profound cumulative effects on sleep consistency and depth. Stress management is another major factor in restoring healthy rest. When stress is constant, cortisol remains elevated at night, preventing the natural drop required for sleep onset. Meditation, deep breathing, or gentle yoga in the evening can lower cortisol levels and help your mind transition from alertness to calm. Even a short gratitude or reflection practice before bed can reduce rumination and quiet the nervous system. The goal is not to force sleep, but to create the internal conditions that allow it to happen naturally. Over time, this mental calmness becomes a learned state, and your body begins to associate nighttime with restoration rather than tension. Physical activity during the day also enhances sleep quality by helping regulate circadian rhythms and energy balance. Moderate exercise, Walking, swimming, cycling, or resistance training improves insulin sensitivity, reduces stress hormones, and promotes deeper sleep cycles. However, it's best to finish intense workouts at least 3 hours before bedtime to prevent overstimulation. For those with highly sedentary routines, even small bouts of movement throughout the day, such as a brisk walk after dinner, can make a meaningful difference in nighttime rest. Hydration and caffeine habits also deserve attention. While staying hydrated is essential, excessive fluids late in the evening can lead to frequent nighttime awakenings. Likewise, caffeine lingers in the bloodstream for hours, and consuming it after mid-afternoon can delay sleep onset and disrupt deep sleep phases. Replace evening coffee or tea with calming herbal options such as chamomile, lavender, or lemon balm, all of which promote relaxation without affecting metabolism negatively. The warning remains serious. Poor sleep is not just a lifestyle inconvenience, but a foundational threat to metabolic stability. Each night of insufficient or fragmented rest increases your risk of blood sugar dysregulation, appetite imbalance, and chronic fatigue. But the hope is equally strong. Sleep is one of the few metabolic regulators that can be fully restored through natural habits alone, without medication. With consistency, most people begin to notice improvements within days, waking up with more stable energy, experiencing fewer cravings, and feeling mentally sharper. Within weeks, blood pressure, glucose levels, and mood also begin to normalize as hormonal rhythms resynchronize. Ultimately, protecting your sleep is one of the most powerful acts of prevention you can commit to. Each night of full, restful sleep is a metabolic investment, one that strengthens your immune system, stabilizes your hormones, and preserves your long-term cognitive and cardiovascular health. To rebuild your sleep rhythm, think of bedtime not as an afterthought, but as a deliberate part of your health routine, as important as nutrition or exercise. Dim the lights, quiet the mind, and give your body permission to restore itself. When sleep becomes a daily priority, energy returns naturally, cravings fade, and the invisible early signs of insulin resistance begin to reverse. Over time, this simple rhythm of rest becomes your body's most effective defense against the slow, silent march toward metabolic disease.